Like on this one right here, having a little bit darker versus the top and stuff, I think it just kind of gives it a good contrast difference in the wood. So this will be what I'm working on a little bit later. You know, like a lot of the wood has a few little bog holes I'm going to fill. That's just part of the woodworking process. So set this over here. So it is late night shop time. I'll get you guys up there. So I need a bigger building, but that'll come in time. So I love this part of the work right here when you get ready to put all the finish and make it shiny. It's just a fun part. I can just sit here and look at that. It's so pretty. So, and I need to make a mantle for our place itself. I need one of the where the wood stove's at. So I gotta stop and make one for myself too, instead of just selling them all. So, yeah. And I'm looking it over, and I can see a few little spots where it soaked the finish up a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and open the can up and get a little more in those areas, because I really this is the third coat on the side, and it needs one more coat on that side. So I want to get it to the booth this weekend, but I don't know if I'm going to, so I'm trying. But it's coming out pretty nice. Now watch these little, I got a fan running here beside me. But anyways, drop a comment. What do you like? Do you like the maple? The stain like this? Because I say, this is not the natural color of the maple. I use the golden oak. So I just like I said, I like the golden oak on the maple because it really accentuates the all the grain. It gives it more of a rustic look, you know, older wood. And this patina, the darker like this is like tanning, and it would do this kind of naturally over time. So since I'm putting a clear finish on it, and if it's not in the sun or you don't tan it ahead of time, you're not going to get this look. So that's why I do it the way I did it. So I kind of like making that look, the older tanned wood, darker stuff, and then I put the clear, and that seals it. So it'll darken a little bit if you have it near a window or just over time. The cherry, you can see how dark this is. So this has been sitting here, even in the building, for a couple days, and you can see in some spots it's getting a little bit darker than the other. So if I was to take this outside and just say stand it up, you know, with the sun hitting it during the day, this will naturally, even with the clear on it, it's going to get a lot darker. So it'll get even more pretty. So it'll look nicer over time. Because people always ask me, like, they see it in my booth and they're like, how'd you get it that dark? Well, I kind of cheat. So even on that cherry, along this edge here, I use the golden oak. So if I do the cherry, I didn't do this cherry as far as the faces go with the golden oak. I did do the edge to give it the darker look. You can go over it. Usually, if I'm going to do like a golden oak or something on the cherry, just to make it darker, to give it more of a rich, older look, basically I'll wipe it on and wipe it right back off. And that will get just enough that all the growth lines and stuff like that it'll give them a little darker to give it more of a rich look. So if you're looking for a way to make your wood look a little bit older, more rich in color, I've found the golden oak is a good pre-stained to accentuate the wood. The longer you leave it on there, of course, the darker it's going to get, the more effect it's going to have. But you can see that's still definitely cherry. You can see it definitely still looks like cherry. So, but if I had another piece of cherry in here, I would show. Well, you can see the other piece that I had brought over. All the little lines in the cherry, like these curves and everything, on that one they just kind of blend in on the cherry. Whereas the one that I did with the golden oak, it brings out all those lines and curves just enough to where it gives those a darker look, and then the red is still in the regular part of the wood, if you know what I mean. So if I didn't have this sitting right here, I'd bring the other one and show you, but I just finished it with clear and I don't want to bump it around. So yeah, I need more to do because I'm awake too much. I already slept like 6 hours. That was my nap. Yeah, I know. Kind of messed me up, and I got to be up early in the morning. I got people coming to look at lumber, so kind of messed my schedule up a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna actually, if you want to hang out just for a little bit, I need to put a little more of this on there in the spots that are. Like I said, you're gonna have to look back over it. Don't just walk away. I mean, you can just walk away, but what's going to happen is you're going to have areas where it soaked it in, and even on your next coat, it's not going to get it all the way. You're just going to cost yourself some time. So in this way, I can just come back. Right now, it's not too dry, and like some of these areas inside there, the wood's a little softer, so I can just come in and add a little bit to it, just to make sure. It saves me a step, you know what I mean? So it just looks so nice. You put the finish on it. So I don't know how well the camera's picking up. Like I said, I never know when I'm on live how the videos are doing or not, because you don't know till the end. So. But I want this to be my last coat on this surface right here, so I want to take the time to make sure I get it covered really good. Before I walk away. That cherry burl is so nice, those cherry burls on it. So I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit closer while I'm putting this stuff on. So let me just see if I can swing the camera thing down here so you guys can kind of see what the project is I'm working on. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Hopefully you can see it a little better. Like I said, I can't tell when it's live. I can't really tell if it's a real clear picture or not. So it's got a nice little branch knob here, and I just sanded it off and rounded it off. There's a double, well, it's actually a burl here. There's another fan and a burl here, and then this is just plain down here. But this end down here is really soaking it up a lot more. Like I said, I don't want to have to do this again. So I want to make sure I get it coated really good. I'm going to go ahead and do this here because I want to get that to be my last finish on that. I can't lay it down because I just put stuff on this side over here. In case you just joined, you know why I don't lay it down. But this will work just fine. This is so pretty. I'm going to see, move that over a little bit, get this thing there. I'm going to see if I can't get the camera to at least swing around where you guys can see the face of it, what I'm doing. They say I only have only have one camera mount in here. Is that a little better for you there? You can see the front of it a little better. Just going to work it in. Looks like I got a little bit of something there I want to notch down here. All in all, pretty cool stuff. Fun stuff to work with, you know what I mean? Get you guys back up there. So, yep. Midnight shop work. You know. Hey, at least I have something to do. Constructive. If I can't sleep, I can come out in my workshop and do something progressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting something done instead of just sitting on a computer, wasting time. So, you know, at hand, I got somebody on Facebook sending me a Facebook message for material. So, I guess I'm not the only one up this late. So, but I always try to share, like, if you look in the post, you'll see where I picture, I'll share maybe a final picture of it or something like that. Or if I'm getting started on it, I'll share a picture. So if you want to see what projects I may be working on or how they come out, sometimes I don't do a video, you don't see the final product. A lot of times I'll post it under the post, so you can just go to the post and look at it. But I'm also on Facebook, and if you ever want to see any of the other stuff I share, you just put in Google search Chris Shea, S-H-E-A, the Wood Guy, and you will get all my social media, and you can choose which one you want to go and follow, because I do post a few more things on my Facebook. It's my personal page. I have it Out of the Woods, but I don't do much with it. So if you want to find me on there, you'll get to see a lot more content than maybe what I share on this platform. Probably more personal stuff, I guess you could say. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll do another live soon. I do more lives towards the winter because I'm in the shop more and it's easier to do than to be out running around filming. So shop times, better videos, neat woodworking stuff. So thumbs up, please. I appreciate it. See ya.